I really want to punch your motherfucking throat in.
Cardi B just dropped her first solo album in more than 7 years, and she didn't hold back. Instead of easing back into the spotlight, Cardi went for blood. In her new project, Am I the Drama, she fired off at rivals, ex-friends, and even her own messy personal life. Bia and JT caught the worst of it, but Ice Spice and Offset weren't safe either. The entire rap world is now dissecting every line, and fans can't decide whether this was Cardi's boldest move yet or the start of even more chaos.
You gotta know who to do it with, because I have done that to bitches that done went and fuck my man and all that shit. So it's like, you gotta know who you being nice to. These bitches right here, you out there feeling sympathy for them and wishing them the best, and these bitches wanna beat you and fuck your nigga.
For years, people questioned whether Cardi could follow up the success of Invasion of Privacy. She dominated charts, but her absence left room for new female rappers to step in and claim space. Names like Megan Thee Stallion, Ice Spice, and Glorilla became regulars in the conversation. Meanwhile, Cardi kept popping up with singles, features, and of course, social media drama, but no full project. So when Am I the Drama finally dropped, the hype was huge. Fans wanted bars, critics wanted proof, and her rivals wanted silence. Instead, Cardi delivered a project that was part diary, part diss track playlist. And she didn't waste a second reminding everyone that when you question her relevance, she'll respond in the loudest way possible. Bia's attention goes back a couple of years. It started when Bia threw shade online, suggesting Cardi copied her style. She also added fuel to cheating rumors, claiming Offset wasn't faithful. But what made it ugly was Bia allegedly mentioning Cardi's kids. For Cardi, that was crossing the line. On the track, Pretty and Petty, Cardi went savage. She mocked Bia's relevance by spitting, "Name 5 Bia songs, gun pointed to your head." She also hit below the belt with lines like, "Diarrhea Bia, breath so stank you can smell her before you see her." The verse painted Bia as irrelevant, talentless, and desperate for clout. In an interview, Cardi explained why she even bothered. She said she doesn't look at Bia for inspiration, doesn't even consider her competition. But when her children got dragged in, that's when she knew she had to clap back. It wasn't just a diss, it was a warning. And Bia wasn't the only one Cardi had in her sights. If you thought Cardi versus Bia was bad, the JT situation was messier. Their fallout traces back to Cardi's feud with Nicki Minaj. JT liked a shady post that sided against Cardi, which Cardi saw as betrayal. From that point on, there was tension between the City Girls star and the Bronx rapper. In Magnet, Cardi finally let loose. She called JT fake, ungrateful, and even labeled her a D-rider. She didn't stop there. She brought Lil Uzi Vert, JT's longtime partner, into the mix, sparking outrage since Uzi had nothing to do with the beef. It was a calculated hit, one designed to hurt JT on multiple levels. Adding to the drama, Young Miami's old tweet resurfaced. She wrote, "A B trying to kick me while I'm down and play these narratives is dangerous when I've been nothing but a friend to you." That tweet suddenly took on new meaning, fueling speculation that JT had been undercutting her own partner in City Girls. With one verse, Cardi reignited old wounds and turned JT's circle against itself. Then came one of the most surprising twists, Ice Spice. Fans didn't expect Cardi to come for her, since Ice Spice is one of the new faces in rap who's been co-signed by huge names like Taylor Swift and Nicki Minaj. But in her lyrics, Cardi questioned Ice Spice's longevity and dismissed her music as microwavable, quick to heat up, but just as quick to fade out. The shots at Ice Spice hit differently because Cardi has often been compared to her in terms of viral success and internet appeal. While Cardi had her breakthrough moment years ago, Ice Spice has dominated TikTok with catchy hooks and internet-ready bars. By targeting her, Cardi seemed to be drawing a line in the sand. She's not passing the crown to anyone, especially not to someone she views as a passing trend. That one verse sparked debates online. Was Cardi feeling threatened? Or was she just making sure nobody forgot who built this lane first? But Cardi didn't just go after rivals. She turned inward, addressing her own roller coaster relationship with Offset. In one track, she admits to the heartbreak of betrayal, while in another, she flips the narrative, reminding fans she's moved on from caring about what he does. She even hints at his past affairs and the ways they played out publicly, saying she's been embarrassed before, but she's no longer willing to stay quiet about it. The inclusion of Offset in the album made fans pause. Usually, Cardi keeps their drama confined to social media outbursts or subtweets, but by immortalizing it in her music, she made it clear. This isn't just gossip, it's part of her story. And that vulnerability mixed with aggression gave the project a raw edge. The album is packed with quotables that fans can't stop sharing. Against Bia, it was the infamous 5 songs line. Against JT, it was the fake friend attack. Against Ice Spice, it was the claim she's disposable. And against Offset, it was her sharp reminder that she's no longer tolerating disloyalty. Each bar was tailor-made for viral moments. Within hours, Twitter was filled with screenshots. TikToks were breaking down the meaning behind each line, and Instagram stories were plastered with quotes. Cardi didn't just rap, she weaponized her words to dominate the news cycle. For Cardi, this album was bigger than clapbacks. After years of people calling her a one-album wonder, she needed to reassert dominance. And what better way to do that than by going directly at the people who doubted her? Every diss track was a reminder that she's still a force, still fearless, and still ready to go toe-to-toe with anyone. But beneath the aggression was something deeper. A mother defending her children, a woman calling out betrayal, and an artist reclaiming her spot. Whether you love her or hate her, Cardi made sure you couldn't ignore her. The response has been explosive. Cardi's fans are calling it a return to form, saying this is the unfiltered energy they missed. But critics argue she might have gone too far, especially by pulling Lil Uzi Vert into the mess and dismissing Ice Spice, a rising star with a huge fan base. Then there's the Offset factor. Some listeners praised her honesty, while others worried airing her marriage drama in music might weaken her family image. Still, controversy has always fueled Cardi's career. And if the early streaming numbers are any sign, the risk is paying off. But now the real question is, does this spark more beef tracks from Bia, JT, or even Ice Spice? Because if they respond, things could escalate beyond lyrics. At the end of the day, Am I the Drama wasn't just an album, it was a battlefield. Cardi B dragged Bia, blasted JT, shaded Ice Spice, and even addressed Offset all in one project. She flipped personal pain into bars, turned grudges into headlines, and left the rap world buzzing. But the real takeaway is this: Cardi's reminding everyone she didn't come this far to play nice. Whether you think she's defending her throne or just stirring unnecessary chaos, one thing's clear: she's back in the conversation, and she's not going anywhere. So now I want to know, was this Cardi's ultimate clapback moment, or did she take it too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this is a conversation that's not ending anytime soon.
You mentioned my kids trying to be cute. There's gonna be times that like people throw shots at you, or like there's gonna be times like, you know, like when she did her little diss and it was trash. It could have been trash, people dragged you, and I could have leave it at that. But it's like everything on social media is gonna be seen. So when my kids grow up one day and they see that you mentioned them, and then they're gonna ask me like, so what you said, what you did, I'm not gonna tell my kids like, you know, I just felt like she took the high road because she lost, because people wasn't on her side. No, I'm not saying that to my kids. I'm like, you see how I violated.
So Cardi B just dissed Lil Uzi, and I'm just wondering, was she thinking right? Wait, are you dumb? Why would you? So the man that ended Rich the Kid's career in 2018 when he pulled up on him with no security and made Rich the Kid run, and then proceeded to drop a diss track on him to end his career, and also dissed your ex, Offset. By the way, Offset has some good music. Why are you coming at Lil Uzi like that? You know what he's capable of, right? Are you dumb? What's wrong with you, Cardi B? Look at you. Look at what you've done in your career. I don't think you have any moral high ground over Lil Uzi whatsoever to say anything.